Hey guys, welcome back to WGN. Before we get started with this news story, I want to do a little question with you guys today. Would you rather watch me do gameplays and talk about news stories, or would you rather watch me in front of the camera? Let me know down in the comment box below, but let's get started with this news story. Now, Nintendo today got asked, will Nintendo's games go on a scheduled release? For example, every single year we get a new version of COD. Would some games like Super Mario get a every year release or every 2-year release or something down that line? And Nintendo came back and they said no. Nintendo has some other places they would love to basically spend more time in, and they don't want to spend a lot of time releasing a game every single year. Now, this is not exactly what they said, but what they exactly said, it sounds like they want to spend more time in DLC and launching that for a game other than bringing out a game every single year. Now, I find that another game publishers also kind of said the same thing. Rockstar. Rockstar also said that they do not want to bring out a game every single year for GTA. Now, personally, I've noticed that the guys that are not on schedules for launching games and stuff, let's say every year, every 2 years, are the guys that are actually selling the most games for basically their system. Let me explain. GTA 5 is seeing record-breaking games, or record-breaking selling of their games, I should say. And this happens because Rockstar figures that their game is ready for a sequel, and because of this, they can sell a lot more games. Now, you can argue against that, saying, well, Michael, if they launched a game every year, people would buy the game every single version of their game, making Rockstar, or even Nintendo, if this was an example for them, more money every year. And yes, this would be true for a little while. But basically, Call of Duty and even Assassin's Creed have seen a massive population decrease in their games. And I kind of explain why this is happening a little bit. Every single game like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, FIFA are the same game almost. Why would you basically buy the same game every single year? And a lot of people have figured this out, and they said that they really said that they don't want to do this anymore. They don't want to buy games that are identical to each version because there's other games out there that are launching on a different schedule, and there's a big difference between each other. I know that's a lot to take in, guys, but the thing is, a lot of it's true. If you can launch a game when you think it's needed for the gaming community, they're gonna go out and basically buy it right away. And the big examples there are GTA 4 and GTA 5. GTA 4 and 5 are very different games from each other, but they're the ones that rank the highest in games that sold in 24 hours. It's hard to believe, but Rockstar and Nintendo are taking the right steps to selling games. However, Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and even FIFA are having some of the hardest time selling games. People even bitch about it on YouTube, how much these games are similar to each other, and that's from launching games every single year. When you take a look at the games again, that aren't launching every single so often, there's a huge difference between their last game and the game that's coming out. Nintendo's basically Super Mario Bros. 3D Land, it's very different from World. And that's because it had a totally different launch schedule. There's a lot of elements in the game that are from each other, like they are the same almost, but then you take a look at each other and they're totally different games. But then you line up Call of Duty and let's say Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 2, yes, they're slightly different. Or let's just scratch that. Let's put Black Ops 2 versus Call of Duty Ghosts. There's not a lot of difference between the games. The only one that's hugely different is Advanced Warfare in the mix, but when Black Ops 3 comes out, there's not going to be a lot of difference between Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, unfortunately. And that's where I think a biggest issue of launching games every year starts to come in. I know I'm bringing a lot of this up already, but I think launching games every year or every so often on a schedule, it ruins games. It ruins DLC. It also ruins people that appreciate the game coming out. If you don't know what a schedule, if you don't know the game's always coming out, when it gets launched, it just feels much more special in my opinion. When you hear about a new Halo coming out, it feels special because you didn't know it was coming. But versus Assassin's Creed that comes out, you're like, I knew that was coming out, why am I so happy for it? Or Call of Duty, we knew another one's coming out. We didn't think it was Black Ops 3, but when we finally heard about it, we're like, yeah, that's cool, but in 24 hours, we really didn't care much anymore. But when you take a look at Super Mario, or let's take a look at Super Mario Maker, every time I watch the trailers, I'm super happy. Every time I see a new trailer for a new Super Mario Bros. Game, I know it's going to be somewhat the same from the previous, but I know there's going to be something totally different in the mix. I don't feel that within every year series, which is going on with FIFA, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and other titles like that. I know I keep coming back to it, but I think personally it'd just be better to get totally away from these series that are constantly launching. And Watch Mojo even said that a lot of people want to see the Assassin's Creed series die. Call of Duty's up there too for people that want to see it die, and it's just not the Battlefield 4 guys that are saying that, or it's just say the Battlefield guys that are saying that. Even I look at Call of Duty, yes, it's fun, but it gets old real quick, and I try to go with the other versions, but it just feels the same. I'm sorry if I'm, again, saying it again and again, but my point's the same. I think, personally, year or every so often launches are destroying these game series, and Nintendo doesn't want to see that. Yeah, so one more thing I also need to launch or bring into this. Games that are seeing every single year launches or every 2-year launches lose out on DLC. And Nintendo stated that when they basically talked about this issue, that Nintendo wants to focus more time in DLC. And I definitely agree with that. Super Smash Bros. Is so much more fun with the DLCs that exist. And Nintendo, personally, I think they make more money off Amiibo and DLC than they do on other stuff. So I want to know your guys' opinion about this news story. Let me know down in the comment box below. If you guys managed to stay this long through the video, please hit that like and subscribe, and check out our other sister channel called Help Tech. We do a bunch of tutorials over there on games. We also do a bunch of tutorials on how to fix your computer and all that kind of fun stuff. So anyway, go like, go subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys in another video, guys. Again, let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you guys later for more discussions like this from WGN.